In this tutorial, we'll learn how to bleed the hydraulic brake system on Tektro Auriga comp disc brakes. You should always bleed the system if you have shortened or replaced the hose, or if you have opened the system to air at any time. If your brake action feels spongy, bleeding the system will also improve performance. For this job, you will need a 2, 3, and 4 mm Allen wrench, a 7 mm open end wrench, a T15 Torx wrench, a piston holder or 10 mm Allen wrench in order to keep the pistons in place, a small bag and elastic band, and a clean rag. You will also need a Tektro hydraulic disc brake service kit, which should include a syringe, 2 lengths of plastic tubing, an outlet valve, and a bottle of Tektro hydraulic brake fluid. Make sure to use a specific type of oil for this brand, as using other types could damage your system. A repair stand and clean workspace are also highly recommended. Mount your bike in the repair stand, making sure the wheel axles are parallel with the floor. Now remove your wheel. Remove the disc brake pads and slide a piston block or 10 mm Allen wrench into the gap to keep the pistons in place. Remove the rubber cover from the bleed outlet valve on the brake caliper. Attach the smaller tube from your service kit onto the syringe and fill your syringe about halfway with oil. Now firmly insert the syringe and tube onto the bleed outlet valve. Using your 4 mm Allen wrench, slightly loosen the brake lever bracket until it rotates on the handlebar. Loosen and move the shifter out of the way if needed. Rotate the brake lever so that the top of the reservoir tank is parallel with the ground. Using your T15 Torx wrench, loosen and remove the bolt on top of the reservoir tank, and thread the outlet valve into the hole with a longer plastic tube firmly attached, and place the other end into your plastic bag and keep it in place with an elastic band. Now open the outlet valve on the caliper slightly, 1/8 to 1/4 turn. Using the syringe, push and pull the oil back and forth through the system several times until there are no more air bubbles coming out of either end. Now tighten the bleed valve with your 7 mm spanner to 4 to 6 Nm. Remove the hose and reinstall the rubber outlet valve cover. Now remove the outlet valve from the reservoir and reinstall the bolt using your T15 Torx wrench. Tighten this bolt to 2 to 4 Nm. Use your clean rag to wipe any excess oil off the lever, caliper, and hose. Reinstall your brake pads and front wheel. Depress the brake lever a few times to ensure the action feels stiff and not spongy. In our next tutorial, we will take a more in-depth look at replacing and adjusting the brake pads on this model.